What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream. It is Friday, February 13th. It's Friday the 13th. So this should be a pretty exciting episode. Not really. Today we're going to kind of talk about what is going to happen in the next week. It is going to be a busy week. I have the whole week off, which is great. I need to structure in work time, and it's going to be work time all around. I might run some marathon streams in the next couple days, which is going to be what it has been for the last week or so, at least around the workshop. Is there's paintings sitting around everywhere on every surface, and whenever I get the feeling to add or subtract from something, I've been working on putting stuff together. But today we're going to kind of try to get organized. Hi, Kylie. And kind of plan out the next week as well as um as well as finish some paintings, but I don't know if a whole lot of painting is going to get done. What I really need to do is look at the timeline of when all this stuff needs to happen and how much time I actually don't have. I did take yesterday off and I didn't paint anything. I wasn't feeling it. I did study a lot yesterday, so that did happen. And there's a exam that I have, a state exam I have to take within the next. I have to take on Tuesday. Tuesday morning, I have a state exam, so there's that going on. So there's lots of happening, lots to do, lots that needs to get done, and yeah, it's pretty exciting as always here. Um, whew, what a busy week! It's crazy how busy this week was. Um, just with drawing and painting plus studying, I feel like I haven't had any free time whatsoever. I mean, I still been running a few games when I get home, but I really have not been doing my normal schedule. And this week the schedule is going to change completely. So that let's get that kind of written out by hand to figure out what the next week looks like. So let's jump into the desk. No, let's jump in. No, let's not do that. Looks like not only did the cameraman not show up today, he's been running into the camera with his head because it's in a really bad spot. Let's see what the camera guy did. All right, good. Better. Let's add some light to the subject. Even better. Better? Yeah. Oh, it's because I'm missing my side lights as well. There we go. Ta-da! So this one's coming along. We're working on it. Plugging away at it. Yeah. Let there be light. It's usually too bright. Like this is a very bright bright workspace. It's great though. Like I get see true color. There's a lot going on, but it's just so bright. Love the new light. I think it was $100 or $60 or something like that. I love it though. So nice to have. It just lights up everything. Hard to go back. All right, so there's paintings going down. This needs to move over for a second. We really need to just kind of dial in what we need to do. Okay. Oh man, there's no better place for that on. It's right down the list, other than the envelope that you have laying around. And do I have an actual pen? Oh, cool. That doesn't usually happen a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of pens here. A lot of sketching happens here. A lot of ink, and then I have, my ink pen, which I'm thinking about using for some of the paintings to do the line work. The problem with using this pen doing line work on canvas, when it runs across the canvas, sometimes it gets hooked and it'll like do this little sputter thing where it like drags across the canvas and goes tick, 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 and it leaves like a trail of ink behind. It's not great. All right, so in theory, I have, what's today? Let me get a calendar out. Man, this is going to be more complicated than I thought. Okay, so today's Friday the 13th, which we'll build this nice schedule. Then I have Saturday. How many days? I need to break up the boxes evenly. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 days. I want to plan the next 9 days. So well, great. Why 9? 9 doesn't make for even boxes. 10. Let's go 10. Let's go all the way back to when I get back to school. Oh man, this is so painful to do the day you get off for midwinter break. You're like, okay, here's all the time I have off. Here's how I'm going to destroy all of it. But I mean, if you don't plan your time, then it's easier to waste time, right? Like, at least if I have somewhat of a game plan. Now, I'm probably not going to stick to this as much as I'd want to. And I do have the whiteboards, but the whiteboards got put away when I moved to the new place because I can't really hang anything on the wall. I guess I could use that double-sided tape, but that double-sided tape does more damage to walls than it should. That's pretty cool. Your dad showed me a fountain pen he has from his great-grandfather. Cool. Should use it. Take that out for the daily. My dad has his favorite pen. I don't really have. I do have a favorite pencil. Dad has this like blue pencil he's had for good lord his whole life. I'm pretty sure. He's lost that thing a few times. Very very sad times. But then he's found it. I think I might have misplaced it or been something. Something's probably happened with that pencil. I have memories about it. They're not super clear. 5. That's okay. Maybe those memories aren't necessarily supposed to be there, right? Like, there's no need to like re-dig them up or like brandish them if they're not positive memories. You just let them go because they gotta go. No need to take up space in the brain. Create positive memory. Okay, that's the plan always. Because if that's all you get to take from this planet, like at least hopefully those are what you take, right? Don't want to be stuck on the ground thinking about negative things. That'd be the worst. What a terrible ending to this story. But then I guess you shouldn't do it while you're living the story. So, be positive. Do the best you can. Do the normal stuff. Nice. Okay, so then we go Sunday, Monday. I need to give myself a break day too. The problem is with my schedules is that like actually Mr. Beast was talking about 10-day schedules. Then you just get burnt out and you sleep for an entire day, which makes sense. But this is going to be like one of those because there's a lot of issues that are happening and then we're back to school on Monday. Okay. So boom. So this is easy. Back to school. Finish line. Right? Tuesday is my exam. It's also my goal would be to bring first set of paintings to Miles. This first set of paintings to Miles is also more work, though. It's not just bringing, so I'm going to have to do the exam. And the reason, well, I might push till Wednesday to push all this. And the reason why is I might need my exam day to just like burn out. Like after my exam, it's in the morning. And I could be just terribly lazy and come home and just play video games for the rest of the day, going, yay, I passed my exam. Or, oh my God, that's terrible, I failed my exam. I don't think I'm going to fail my exam. I've taken a bunch of practice exams. I miss one or two here and there. The wording is kind of tricky and it's a time test, so I've been taking it quite fast. Plus, again, I've been taking these like in between answering questions, running to class, and all sorts of other things, which is normal for a student, right? No big deal. I don't think I can sleep all day. Yeah, that's true. So, tomorrow, so if I'm going to bring the first set of paintings and I'm looking at what I have left to finish, and this is what I'm thinking to finish, right? And I don't even know. Like, honestly, I think two of these are, I think they're all actually finished. I think they just really need to be signed. The only one that needs to be done is this giraffe one. So the giraffe one's making its way through, right, the process. Um, don't love it yet, but you know, it's hard to make pieces that you love every one of them, right? So, like, I do pretty good on like my ratio to like, okay, that's pretty cool to versus, you know, my issue with this is I was going to put a really thin green line, like a laser beam, um, but like a light, like a really bright laser beam. But I don't know if I should do that. And I probably should give a little bit more definition to the hummingbird, but I really like, there's part of me that just really wants to draw the black outline. And you know why that is because I don't do any shading. Like all my paintings, it's like one flat color all the way across. So in order to combat the one flat color and the no shading to give depth, you need to use line work. And without line work, you get this very kind of bland, failed object in the middle. This one works okay because it should be quite light, right? Like it should be this like dainty little UFO and this the branch. I really like the branch on this. Like it came out really good. But um I don't know. This one I think just needs to be signed. And maybe the bird outline just to give it a little bit more emphasis. Just in green, like just some more green in his feathers, just to give him a little bit more there, you know, just so he's not so shiny. Because he's just this shiny little green. And I don't think that absolutely works for him. And maybe I should give some dot the eyes for the bunny inside and give his little ring around his head a little bit more of a flower. I don't know. I like it. Yeah, the line I haven't done because I don't know. But I really want it to look like he was hanging, like you know, like it's normal, but it's just a little laser beam, so it's just like this white little line with a light green outside, and then or yeah, and then a darker green, so it looks like that neon color. But it's never been necessary, and I've kind of left it like this. And then the third one, I really need to decide about what I'm gonna do is this narwhal one. Um, it's outlined in chrome. Maybe I want to put a bubble somewhere to give him the underwater. I don't know. I'm like a couple bubbles right here. No. Do I want to outline him in black? I don't know. These are like things I need to figure out, right? And these guys are looking backwards, just like in our draft painting. So there's no eyes on them. They're just going towards the darkness. Plus, this bunny's pink, so this is going to be really throw everyone off. Some of the bunnies are gray. This one's pink. Some are white. Oh, and the bunny's changed since I did these, so that's another issue. I'll just leave him the same for now because he's mainly the same. Anyway, so there's like a couple It's a UFO design. Yeah, no string. So I just need to figure out how to make this one look a little bit better or just pop a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe if they get framed, they'll look good. Or maybe a little bit of the frame will be some of the piece. And that's why I have to get down to the shop on that Tuesday because it'll give me some time. And I mean, wow, I'm way early, right? So if I get there on Tuesday, and do not say, oh my gosh, I don't want to do all this work. I'm going to end up bringing all this work home and then it's going to be framed. And then I'm going to be like, oh my God, how am I going to get rid of it now? Now I've made a bigger mess out of a mess. This is going to be a bad idea. No one's going to buy art. Okay. So Wednesday. So if I need to paint, I'm looking at 3 paintings maybe, right? 3 paintings. That's not too bad. I thought there was more. There's a lot that are done. There's some that are not done. Okay. Am I showing those? I might be showing them. Yeah, as a separate set. And if I decide to show those, I need to figure those out. But most of those are done to the frame and won't need frames if I do bring them. Nope, except for. Okay. And then there's a bunch that do need some more frames. And do I need to finish these? So there's a set of paintings that are like really more. They're supposed to be panel pieces. I don't know if they're. So these ones are really cool, but like I don't really know. These are kind of like some original, real grungy, more. And like I said, the style goes like all over the place. It's all under UFO though, which is really nice because at some point, like my brain was like, okay, we're just gonna do everything under UFO. Which these don't even need to be signed because they're signed everywhere, right? Like, cool, done, done, done. And these will be put together as a piece. I just don't know if I'm going to paint anything on top of it. Is this background to subject matter? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is there supposed to be a subject here? I feel like it should be like this way, like up and down. And I should do a self-portrait with like my head cut in half somehow. But like, I don't know, coming up with ideas, finishing pieces is going to be like kind of a thing. Or maybe do, I don't know what to do. I think these need to be finished a little bit more, and I would really like to get the framing part done for these. I could have done these at, so these will have to get framed and then either come back or I'm going to have to paint them down there. What I think they should do is come back. If they come back on the, okay. The other issue, okay. This complicates everything. I think this is going to have to be the day, but this makes everything super complicated because the next 3 days become like hell week, right? So tomorrow it would be great to have a checklist of UFOs are like my signature now. Like I don't sign my name on anything. I just write UFO in the corner. It's all just UFO. Like it's been UFO for a long time. I don't know. No one's ever gonna remember my name. No one can even pronounce my name as it is now, and I'm alive. Um, I'd rather be an artist formerly known as Jason Bryce. I'm now a symbol. No, that's too cool. That's too cool. Let's move on to just figuring out what we're gonna do here. And so tomorrow would be just like get organized. I'm gonna just post a note, which honestly makes the rest of the week look a little bit less hectic. Okay, so if I was in good standings, I just need to get 3 paintings done. So, in theory, if I spend, 2 hours a day painting for the next 3 days, I'm going to probably spend way more than that. What I should do is hit it hard tomorrow. But tomorrow I need to get organized and stage all work, which means the room that I just cleaned and organized, I'm going to have to yeah, I guess I could sign. Yeah, always sign. There's so much work. The body of work is crazy. And it's going to look that way when I go there. I will sign. I guess I can sign them on the back, whatever. My signature is terrible. My actual signature. Um, it's not cool like everyone has a cool signature. Mine looks like I've having a seizure. Or I write it like this. I write it like this. I'm like, yep. And then maybe that's how I should write it. But then I try to paint it and then it looks like this. It looks like a blob because it just bleeds everywhere. Yeah. Then I got ready too big and I could sign it, but my signature just looks like garbage. Yeah. It never looks the same. So that's not gonna work. Right. I'm not even consistent. I think I've been at like uh in different countries to get my visa, and when I go back to sign it, I'd sign it completely different, and they're like, "This is not you." I'm like, "Look at the picture. The man of the picture with the guy with the mustache. That's definitely not a whole lot of people." I'm always like, really? Is that not me? I don't know if anyone's out there just doppelganging me. Right? Okay. Anyways, so Saturday would be organized. We would stage all work. So that means grab it and go. Well, like, couldn't someone take my signature from one of my paintings and then start signing checks for me? Crazy. Isn't that a danger of me showing my signature on stream? I don't know. I think last week my address was on stream, so that's interesting. Not only that, I had a password leak. It was a rough week last week, but I fixed all that. Have an AI design one, or just sign with a Sharpie pen. Paint is hard to be consistent. Yeah. Um. So, stage all work. This would also mean assign finished work. And this would be a good. Um. So this is going to take me a while just to sign finished work because this means I need to figure out what is finished. Define what is finished. Right? So that would be good. That's going to clear out. These are all going to go. These are ready to go. And then maybe I'm going to label to what extent they're finished. From there. So like these need to go to the framers and then come back. Right. What am I going to fix? Am I going to put in the two? I really like to put in the planes. I really need to fix those and make them look good again. Make sure they work. Label what extent. Um, and they need to be dusted and cleaned if I'm going to show them. And the clocks need to be. There's so like, see, this is like this whole day is going to take me. So if I can get all this stuff done, what extent? So like this is considered blue. We're going to blue tape everything. And blue tape goes and stays, comes back. So somewhere in the week after my exam and after everything gets framed, it's going to take, I got to talk to the guys when that's going to happen, because I don't know if I'm going to get any of the paintings back before midwinter break. That's okay, because inside of this, there is 5 skateboards that need to happen, I believe. I believe the frogs are done. Oh, could use some outlining. So every one of those boards needs some touching up or something done to them, which gives me 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can finish up whatever needs to be done. This is a pipe dream. You know. So if I can get everything staged tomorrow, signed and whatever, that's going to take up a majority of my day. I think there's probably close to like 40 paintings, I would say. I would say that's overestimating, but I don't think it is. We're just gonna fill it up with all the art. We're just gonna make it look cool. And yeah. I might do that. That would be nice to have like a signature block. I might just carve one and just do it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not worried about the signatures as much as I'm worried about trying to bring my mind around to saying that this piece is finished and on what day. Right? So framed and come back, framed and stay, framed, and there'll be some that need to be like painted black. So all the notes are going to go on post-it notes for each piece and what needs to be done for each of them. And if I can get that done, then I should be able to organize on Sunday and Monday what I really need to get done, all with studying. So I need to be taking 2 hours out of my day to study. Because this exam's coming up. So this, I have to 6 hours. So I plan in the next, that's unrealistic. I'll probably study for the maybe 6 hours within. That's a lot of studying. I don't think there's going to be that much time to study. So let's say I study tomorrow for an hour. Maybe I'll run the stream tomorrow night to like catch everyone up to see where we are in this process. I want to take the boards out. I want to label those. I want to get everything that's going out like on the floor and ready to go. And maybe that's like I gotta clean some space around here, move some things around so that I can really just lay and map everything out, get everything ready to go. So this would put me, what's the date on this day? The day we come back. The day we go back is the 23rd. So if I get those 5 boards done by the 23rd, I'm looking at being like pretty much dead on the week. And these boards are going to be a lot of work. There's might only be 4. But these boards also need to go down to the frame shop. And what I'm going to have these done for these is I'm going to have a piece of plywood or a thin piece of particle board. And then I'm going to frame the board. I have hangers for them. So it'll get drilled into this piece of plywood. And then I'm going to have the frame guys put a cool frame around the edge. So it'll be like a painting. And there should be 4 of these, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Lots of work to do. And that's why I'm like trying to do a short stream tonight, because I really do know that there's going to be so much work coming with studying I kind of just want to burn out and play some video games tonight. Just relax. Um, First, it's just going to be my only night of really winter break. There's going to be some days here, and that's why I'm thinking about doing a stream tomorrow night at the same time. If you want to like tune back in, it's not going to be on schedule, and then I'm going to just figure out: am I going to paint for 4 hours on Sunday? Am I going to paint? And that would be like ideal. Let's say if I can start pushing these boards over, like let's get everything ready, see what I need to do. There might be a lot more work I need to do, right? So 4 hours of painting, right? And then 2 hours of 2 hours of studying a day, right? That still leaves me a lot of time for the day. That's just like half a work day. If I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I could have that done before lunch and then have time to do other things. And like, really, that's kind of a good way to plan out your day is like, I want to get a bunch of things done in the morning. Then I want to go out and play for the rest of the day. If I can make that happen. The problem is studying is boring, puts me to sleep, and painting is frustrating and like it can't be done sometimes all in one shot. So it would be nice if I could break this up in some kind of routine, like do maybe an hour of studying in the morning and then 2 hours of painting, or like an hour of painting, an hour of studying, an hour of painting in the morning, and then play some video games, eat lunch, and then do an hour studying, or an hour of painting, hour studying, hour painting again. And that would put me like right around like mid-afternoon. um you know and I might do all those on stream, right? Because this channel has both gaming and streaming, so I might figure out how to stream all of it. That's a lot of wiring and stuff I'm probably not going to want to do tomorrow. Like I said, this is going to be the big chunk of the project, is finding out exactly where I am and then mapping out how much work I have to do and how many days. But I'm excited. I hope all this work goes out that door and I never see it again. And I say that about some pieces that I have had forever, but like in reality, like they're not doing me any good here. And I should ask Benji if he actually wants to buy that piece, because he can, because I'm going to put it up for sale. Tell him to make me an offer on it if he wants it. And yeah, that's going to be it. So it is 8:37. I'm going to log off for the night. It's been a long week. And I'm just honestly, I'm exhausted. It's just been a crazy week. Oh, it's all red in here. If I sit forward, it's less red, but it's so bright. Let's just, there we go. Much better. Oh, anyways, I hope everyone had a great week out there. And if you are getting ready for midwinter break, hopefully you have some time to do some fun things. My friend wants me to fly to New York. That's his idea. He's like, "Hey, fly to New York," and I'm like, oh, "Craig, I'd love to fly to New York, but you should have told me 2 months ago that you were gonna have some time off, and I would have flown to New York." But that is not going to happen. We are not planned out enough to do that. So we'll just have to try to do it next time. Maybe summer get together. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we will see you back here tomorrow night, probably at the same time, but probably for a full hour stream. Maybe. Maybe just to check in. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Tomorrow's going to be a long day of really making a lot of big decisions and signing some stuff. And maybe making a signing stamp. Maybe I'll log on early. We'll do a signing stamp. All right. Have a good night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Peace.